Today, I'm looking at a Leshrac game I played, but the different thing about it is that I was playing in a bracket I shouldn't be in. I played in I believe it was Crusader 1, or around there, and I know, I can already hear the people saying and clicking the dislike button, Speed, you're the problem with Dota. People like you who are smurfing are naturally the reason why I can't gain MMR. Well, actually, the reason why you can't gain MMR is probably nothing to do with smurfs, and now that I've said that, half of you have probably disliked the video already, and I'm just saying this because I think there are a lot of reasonable people out there, or people who are trying to become more reasonable when it comes to improvement, who believe that smurfs aren't the only reason they can get better. Guys, yes, I went through the same process. Alright, I started at 2.3k MMR and got to my MMR. I don't know, I didn't come from like League, or I didn't come from some other game. I went from the bottom to the top. I get that there's smurfs. There's a lot of them, and there's probably more than there ever has been. I agree. The reason why I make this video is also and primarily to show you support players, specifically support players or people who feel like they can't get out of their bracket and it's straight up impossible, that it is possible. So please, if you support me in this journey just to help open people's minds, it's not the Smurf, I'm not creating a smurfing series, this is a one-time thing, right? Relax. Then like the video and subscribe. I know this is going to get backlash, so I just want to put this out there, a long intro. Also, if you're interested in playing a hero like Batrider, who is very difficult and confusing if you don't play him correctly, also his meta has changed, right? He now takes Flame Break at level 2. Go check out the gameleap website in the link down below. I just made a video, a pro replay analysis by RMN, right? Well, it's by me about RMN, but he's a great offlane player. He had like a 70% win rate at the time of me recording the video, and I did a replay analysis on him to just kind of show why he's so dominant right now. So check that out. Link the link down below, and I hope I'll see you there, guys. Alright, getting right off the bat, I do want to say one more thing. This is unranked, so I am not taking anyone's MMR, right? I'm pleading my case. I have no interest in getting banned from the Dota community. This is unranked, okay? It's unranked. There's no MMR involved. But I'm going to be talking about how I win the lane, right? How I win the lane, how I get items, how I snowball. Because you can do this in every single game, no matter how hard people are feeding. So first things first, let's talk about when people are out of position and what you should be doing to win your laning stage. First things first, I have a very well-rounded item build. Sure, you could argue that I should replace 2 of the branches with the Self, and I think that would be a fair argument. In addition, you could argue that maybe I should be buying a Clarity as well. However, I see a major benefit in just the pure fact that if I buy stats, extra tangos and mangoes, I'll just crush these low MMR players in trading, because frankly you can. And the first thing you want to do when crushing them in trading is use your spells. Right off the bat, I'm playing Leshrac, and I immediately go for a stun onto this Lion. Reason being is I understand that even though he should Earth Spike me, he won't, because low MMR players don't cast their spells. The fact that Lion isn't stunning here is unbelievably abysmal, that the fact that he just stunned, he could have already stunned twice, and now they're both 1/4 HP. That is a great start to the lane, so instead of worrying about the bounty rune, actually deal damage! Deal damage! Guys, it's much better to deal 2/3 of someone's HP than get the bounty rune. It's better. It's straight up better. Also, you can always get both, right? Like, I see people who just will be 5 seconds before the bounty rune spawns just going back and forth. Now, getting into this lane, I just want to say that it's very, very easy to play properly. Actually, maybe easy isn't the correct word. I should say the word is simple. It's not easy. I really do take that back. It's not easy. It's simple. The process is simple. Reason being is, it is a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The hard part about that is really getting down the rhythm and knowing to do one or the other, which is typically polling and zoning. Now, right off the bat here, I'm always synergizing with my Phantom Assassin. How do I know when to get aggressive in the laning stage? This is a concept that people have to learn, and it is very important for them to learn it. First things first, right? The lane is shoving in. We have 2 range creeps, 3 melee creeps coming across the front here, right? Pushing up. So I know we can get aggressive because we have a massive creep wave advantage. This is just one of the best ways to understand that you can probably get aggressive. Also, this Lion steps up into a 2v1 scenario. This is the biggest advantage you can get in the laning stage. Just look at this. Where's Silencer? Who can he hit right now? Absolutely no one, right? That basically means the trade will be favorable. Right off the bat, it is most likely favorable. Obviously, there are some matchups that completely counter this logic, but for the most part, especially when people are level 1, level 2, you are looking to create 2v1 scenarios. And this guy's out of position, it's a 2v1 scenario, which is a massive gap to punish him. And yes, it is the exact reason why we are able to pick up First Blood. Psych, it wasn't first blood, I just got the first kill. Also, my PA ended up going down to the tower. That's a complete mistake on her end. I don't get tilted, I don't care, because frankly, it doesn't really matter in a consistent way of getting a MMR. It hurts this one game and her overall ability to carry, but frankly, I know I can carry anyway, as long as I play just fairly well. Now the next thing I'm going to do after zoning for the first minute and 40 seconds is stack pull. I've stressed this before in other videos, but it's the easiest way to gain MMR in my opinion as a support, because not only does it get XP for yourself, it allows your carry to get even more XP, and it denies maximum XP from your opponents. And skipping ahead here, I immediately stack pull and just go right for the pull. And look, I deny an entire creep wave. This is the equivalent of a kill, if not more. In fact, I think this is better than a kill, just based off numbers. It's better, right? It's better. Not only that, when you're typically killing someone, you have to commit a lot of resources, right? In the laning stage, if you're going for kills, you're typically going to have to commit like at least a third of your HP, typically more, and same thing for mana, and by the time they come back, it's barely worth it. This takes me nothing. The only thing it takes away is maybe some of my PA's HP, and frankly, because I'm pulling, the wave is going to be under her tower, and it's not a big deal. Also, I juke their little stun out. And now the cycle continues. After I manage to fix my settings a little bit, we move ahead and I see the silencer out of position here. Why do I know he's out of position, guys? It's the same thing as always. A creep wave pushing in, Lion can't threaten me, meaning it's a big advantage here, so I shift over and I go on the silencer. This is how you punish people. You pull, the wave shoves back into them, and because they overextend, because they're a low MMR player, frankly there's no other way for me to put that, you secure the kill. So the pattern is stack, pull, kill, stack, pull, kill, and you can basically do this over and over again. Yes, there are things that are a bit more complex about this. You still have to hit your spells, you have to attack move, there's a lot of moving parts, but at the end of the day, the concept is simple. And yeah, I just did it again, just to really point out that I'm very serious about this. Like, you just do it again. Oh, and then what do you know? Wait, did I just pull? Wait, no, wait, what's about to happen? I just pulled, what's next? A kill? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. It's almost as if things are pretty predictable. Also, one thing I want to talk about is that I am playing Leshrac. I don't necessarily recommend you play Leshrac. He's very difficult to play. He is actually, I think, the lowest win rate hero of this week. But you notice, it's a hero that I'm comfortable on, right? It's also a hero that scales, and there's a lot of these in Dota. Don't feel like you have to play Leshrac to have impact, right? There is plenty of heroes in Dota that can have impact and scale, such as Warlock and Shadow Shaman, even Grimstroke, Winter Wyvern, right? There's plenty of examples. I personally like playing Leshrac, and I think he's very good at this MMR bracket, or at least just he's good for dominating, so yeah. Also, next thing here, my carry decides to chase some kills with me, which is absolutely abysmal. I can't stress that enough. If your support is fighting at the boundary rune, please just let them fight and get all the CS. That is far better for overall net worth and XP advantages. Like, I actually don't get why people care about kills so much, and still do. It's just crazy to me. Like, in addition, she is just walking around, so do you think I care? No, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to carry the game. Like, just to be clear, I'm going to carry the game. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to, like, support my way to victory. I'm going to carry. That doesn't mean I'm the only one who's going to have impact. That's ridiculous. However, I do plan to have a lot of impact, and not just be this supporting role that can't do anything in the late game. Like, I read some comment, it's like, well, Speed, you know, like, past the 40-minute mark, it feels like I can't do anything as a support. Yeah, because you're playing like garbage and you're not scaling. Like, you're not picking either the correct heroes to scale, or you're simply not doing the proper things to scale, which is you're dying too much in fights because of bad positioning, and you're not farming. And I'm moving on ahead. I'm always looking for mid farm. This is a little bit past the game, but my sniper went back to base, so I decided to go take the mid farm. This is something that I'll do all the time, and then I pressure to mid tower. Reason being is I'm a Leshrac, I hit my level 6, and I know my sniper's in the area, so I can go for the kill. And really the important concept here is not about the play I'm making, although it is high skill and it's a good recognition of the amount of damage I deal at this stage of the game, which takes quite a bit of practice. It's more so that I make a very efficient play, which is taking mid farm, then setting up a kill mid. There's no reason to gank when the ganks come to you. Dota becomes very, very natural as you become more patient and calm. And really at this point, I've become very farmed. I have a lot of gold. I have 30 last hits at the 11-minute mark, which is higher than most carries in this bracket, which is funny. And yeah, I'm just kind of ganking people. It's pretty easy to gank people when you are a full level above them as a support. Also, I just want to address the idea of like someone commenting, well, Speed, why don't you just do this in your own bracket? That's because it's much, much harder once you get higher and higher to carry as a support. It is significantly harder. The reason is because cores become much tankier. They get a lot more items. Same thing with supports, and their positioning is 5 times better, right? Then it becomes hard to solo kill people. But in this bracket, if you play greedy enough, you will always have the capability to solo kill people, or at least split farm, as you're going to see me do here, right? I'm TPing mid. And that's why I can't do this in my bracket that effectively. I could play Leshrac into my bracket and have plenty of impact. By all means. It's significantly harder for me to do it consistently, and that's what I'm saying. What you need to do is you need to learn how to carry now, right? And if you can carry now, you'll then have impact as you get higher and higher up, because you'll still be able to make high tier plays, right? The plays that just have enough impact to be a good support in high MMR brackets, or the plays that literally solo carry the games in low MMR games, right? So if that doesn't make sense, I'll try to rephrase it one more time. A good play in a high MMR bracket is the plays that will solo carry low MMR games. So you need to learn how to carry low MMR games and make flashy, no, well, actually, I don't like the word flashy, but smart plays like the play I'm about to make here. And all this play is that I'm about to show is an understanding of movement speed, spells, and how people react, right? Good players typically will always cast their spells when people show. I know this sounds very basic. It's like, oh, of course, Speed, why wouldn't I cast my spell? I don't know why, but like, look at this ogre. His reaction was actually, I don't think it was terrible, but like, in general, people just don't cast their spells enough. Like, they kind of freak out before casting their spells. Like, I don't know why he didn't stun me, you know? He probably should have stunned me so that his teammates could go on me. But look, I force a global. Once again, I always hear these comments in my head. It's like, oh, but silencer's just trash. No, you have to force reactions. You can do that in 10 different ways. Actually, 1,000 different ways, I should say. And then instantly I'm back to farming because that's how my brain works. I make a play, I back to farm. This is just kind of how you have to do it. Plays like that, where you force a global, is such a big deal. I'm also scaring off the enemy team, and I got down deep vision at the same time. Do you see how that's impact? Right? That's impact. You know what a lot of sports do? They walk around in circles all game. And then they complain that they can't have impact or carry. It's like, okay, look what I can do here because I farm. I can run at a juggernaut. And this guy was surprisingly smart enough not to run into my edict because he actually would have died, but Lion wasn't as smart. So, yeah, he died. Also, the most important thing and most important concept to consider in all of Dota is that if you play your laning stage properly, your team doesn't need you. In fact, even if you don't crush your lane like I did this game, actually, it wasn't even a crush, it was just a good beating. It was a nice little spank. What you need to understand is that you don't actually have to show up to every single time they push. In fact, it's really, really bad because then no one else is farming on your team and no one else is securing your scaling, right? So in this case, I had to go back to base to heal up my mana and HP, and they decided to take the bottom tier 2 as we had taken a fight there. If you guys watch my videos, you know I am very much against the idea of taking a fight and then early into the game just always going for the towers. This is really bad for farm efficiency. It's not the way to scale. It often will just make half HP heroes or 3/4 HP heroes with no spells push a tower and then get punished following that. So in my opinion, this is a very bad play. So instead, what do? Right? I just go push in mid. Right? I just go push in mid. I go get some farm, you know? And that's why 16 minutes into the game, I can have a Yules, right? There's a lot of reasons for this, but this is the main one in my opinion, right? You notice how I farm in mid a lot? The reason is for that is that I can then show up to the fights and, right? I can show up to the fights and I can farm. And you might be like, well, Speed, you're taking all the farm. No, guys, no one was taking it. I only take the farm that no one's taking. I don't just walk up to the sniper's lane and nuke it right in front of his face. No, I take the farm no one's taking. And look here, you see this impact? Now I'm level 12.5 with a tower taken. And my team is doing fine. Reason is my sniper won mid, which is great. That's going to happen from time to time. Every single lane is technically a 50-50 as the lane starts. And now this level 8 Juggernaut, who has no idea how his spell works, is spinning on me. And he proceeds to die. You might be like, Speed, why did you just click your Yules? Well, the reason is because this account's settings were griefing me, and yes, that is a valid excuse. But I hope you guys can kind of see the patterns. I'm not making this to make anyone feel bad. My main goal and the main thing I want you guys to take out of this video is that if you play properly and make the right maneuvers and make the correct plays and focus on yourself rather than your teammates, because I think this game literally thinks I'm a mid laner based on my net worth, which is quite funny. I'm pretty sure it does. But really the main point of this video is that if you're consistent enough and you play properly, you will hit your timings, right? You're going to hit your goals. You're going to do the things that need to happen to carry the games. And you can get better to the point where you can scale and carry as a support. And yes, this is on a plethora of heroes. Don't think, oh, this is just because you're playing Leshrac. No, it's not. Like, there's different ways to have impact and there's different levels of impact. And supports can always have plenty of impact. And they can have far more impact than a carry, even if that carry has the items. That's not always how that works. If you hit a good Winter's Curse in a fight, you can do much more than your Animage, who gets a 24-minute Battle Fury and a 31-minute Manta. And lastly, I just want to say if your team is ever losing, guys, as a support, this is just a really good general tip that I think all of you need to kind of let marinate in your head. I like that word, marinate. But it's simply that if your team is losing, don't keep clumping up. One of the best things you can do when your team is losing, especially against players who are very kill-oriented, which is the majority of the Dota community, is that you go split push. Even if you're a hero like Lion, who is trash and can't do that much, you still can bring a lot of attention to yourself. And if you understand what that does, and it applies to every single stage of the game, it applies to minute 0, it applies to minute 1, it applies to minute 50, it doesn't matter. You can bring attention to yourself, you'll get farm, you'll get XP, and you will draw out the duration of the game. Just keep that in mind. It's one of the best ways to look and think about Dota. And I know it seems off topic maybe a little bit, but the reason why I'm saying it is it's just so potent to me if you learn how to split push. Just as a player, I've come to realize that almost no one can split push even close to properly, and it really is hurting your ability to win the games. And yeah, that's going to be about all for today's video as you watch my team desperately try to push mid as I completely ignored and farmed the bottom wave because that's how I roll. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know it's a bit of a different take as I went 6-1 and solo killed the safe lane Juggernaut, but I think there are things to take out of this other than Speed, you're a scumbag for smurfing, you know? Like, really just try to get your emotions out of the way and always just think, like, how can I get better? If you think about how you can get better and are critical and then play Dota, you will get better. It's just a matter of time, and I really just want to see you guys continue to improve. I've had comments from different people who have followed my advice, and yes, they've gotten better, and it makes me happy to hear that, because at the end of the day, that's my goal, as well as making money to sustain my life. Once again, all jokes aside, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to help our channel grow, and follow us on the next one. Peace. Are you tired of being hard stuck at your rank? Over at gameleap.com, we have a library of hundreds of guides authored by pro players and coaches covering literally every aspect of Dota. Whether you're looking to master a new hero or role, or just polish up your existing skills, GameLeap is the proven place for competitive gamers to hone their craft and unlock their secret potential. Hit the link on screen right now, to take advantage of our special offer for a 25% discount, guys. 25%, and start your journey today.